Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm chatting with Terry Lynch from Power Nickel. Just this week, Power Nickel announced a pretty gigantic drill hole that nobody saw coming. And what's fascinating about it is it's not actually rich in nickel, although it does have lots of nickel. It's really rich in copper, hitting 14 meters of 8% copper, which is a pretty monster discovery based on everything that I see online from all the different copper companies. And the stock has responded, trading over 6 million shares today. So in short notice, we reached out to Terry and asked him if he could give us some color on the recent results, and he was happy to hop on. All right, everybody, enjoy the interview. Terry, thanks so much for joining us today.
Steve, always great to be here with you guys. Good to see you.
So this is exciting. You guys put out a pretty big set of drill results this week. Substantial grades of copper, palladium, and platinum. What can you tell us? Were these essentially naked drill holes? I mean, I'm sure when you saw these results, you must have been a little shocked.
You know what? They visibly look good, so we knew, I mean, that's why we put out those press releases about the visibility looking so good, because we felt, anybody who was actually at the site privy to the drilling, if they talked to people and told them what they'd found, we didn't disclose it. I feel like it wouldn't have been appropriate. So we thought it looked good. Now that was hole 47. That was you just looked like a gorgeous hole, and obviously was a great hole. Hole 11, on the other hand, we thought it would be okay, but we had no idea it was going to be as good as it was. So in that case, the assays were much better than the visual, looks. But yeah, that whole line zone, man, it's something. Like that hole we released, the best hole 47, is one of our top 5 holes. I'm sure it's not the best. So it shows you what's.
Just looking at it here, and Giorgio, our editor, if you can show the news release on the screen, you got 14 meters here, 8% copper, which is insane. I mean, companies are mining what, like as low as like 0.3% copper.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And 6 grams per ton palladium, 8 grams per ton platinum. I was going through it with Jordan this morning, and he was saying I think hole 51 showed even bigger platinum. Well, I'm sure you must have had some conversations with some of your large investors today who have the ability to write some big checks that are excited about.
Yeah,
for
deeper. Sure. I spoke to all of them, right? Still speaking. But yeah, I mean, the overall, take is excellent results. We're really onto something big here. I've talked to some very prominent mining names that think this is going to be the next big thing. Yeah, so I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. I mean, obviously the things you find when you're looking for nickel, right? So it's just that there is nickel in this zone, and we suspect they're probably chemically related, and we're going to obviously test that out and understand it. In the really big ones like Norilsk and stuff like that, you often have. Or not often, because they're super rare, but when you do have them, they do sometimes have these, copper, gold zones, that happen, and PGMs and stuff. And, you get these, crazy results. I mean, we've never seen, we've been looking for an analogy of saying, okay, because, just when you're obviously pitching the story, trying to say to people, well, what's this thing going to be like when it grows up? It's going to look like, Voisey's Bay if it was nickel, or, something, but there's no analogy that we can think of or that we know of. And there's a lot of geological expertise on the team about another project that's got this many metals in such high grade, so that's super rare. As far as we know, this is an original deposit.
So you guys have, for our editor Giorgio, this is the final diagram in the news release. You guys have an image that contains a high grade shoot of mineralization. What does mineralization look like outside of the chute?
Yeah, so basically, the high grade mineralization is probably is right now we're seeing it at about 100 meters on average, and then there's a halo of about 50 to 75 meters on either side of that high grade, and that would be super economic to mine. You would actually be thrilled to discover that in ordinary course, but in this case, it sandwiches this premium grade zone. And typically in the Abitibi and the Archean Shield, if your width is X, your depth will be 8 to 10 times that on an ordinary course of events. So it implies that there's a it's likely to be a lot of more ore to be discovered underneath here. And the other thing that we've determined is that it's highly likely that this chute is one of several. Again, it would be very unusual for this fracture to happen just at this one spot, and the minerals, the fluids to be present to enrich it, and just to happen in this one spot. So most likely, there's multiple fractures and multiple fluid, fillings happening, and it's a question, of course, finding it. So it's very exciting from a geological standpoint to have that task in front of us, and I would see it as sort of like, as an investor, it's the best of all worlds because you've got, Power Nickel was super undervalued even before this discovery, in my view. And now we've got this discovery, and there's a couple of Aussie comparables out there that are trading at 200 million. And I would think lesser discoveries, really. I wouldn't trade ours for theirs. And here we are. I don't know what we're at today, but let's say we're at 60 million or something like that. This is just so asymmetric right now, Steve. It's crazy.
Yeah, and something that excites me with Terry Lynch at the helm is that I know that you're going to go and do a pretty big drill campaign now. That you're going to go find some of that great, tasty Quebec super flow through, maybe charity flip, however it works. That for an investor is great because it's not that dilutive in terms of the share, and you've done it before. I forget which raise it was, but it was like a multiple of the current share price that you did it at, that I think was over 2x at the time. And I think that if you're a retail investor holding this stock, you're looking at it going, okay, well, I know I'm going to see some action here over the next 6 to 8 months now that Terry's a guy who's proven he could raise money, and we're gonna get some drills in the ground.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get. We've got the platform all set up. We're on a break right now because it's the goose break. It's basically just means it's spring and the ground's too mushy to move everything around. But we're out for about 4 to 6 weeks, starting about a week ago. So we'll get back into May, and we've got 20 holes planned to probably around 8,000 meters. And that'll just be the start, I think, of what we'll do. And financing wise, obviously, we're getting cash coming in because of the warrants being exercised and stuff like that. So that's been good. And we've got a lot more really good news coming. So we're out, talking to a lot of really big investors now. Obviously, guys that would not have looked at just a pure nickel story, but are quite excited to look at a copper, PGM, gold, silver, story. And so we're expecting to have this, revision in price continue to speed forward. And then at some point, as you said, we will definitely hit on that 2-for-1 deal and put in a pile of cash in the company.
Yeah, especially with the way copper has ran recently. It was above 450 yesterday. It's come down a little bit today at the time of filming. Who knows where it could be by the time this gets edited and published? But it seems like a really opportune time to make a major copper discovery.
Yeah, it couldn't be a better time. I just, before I get on air here with you, I saw Robert Friedland tweet about I think it's LG that had to shut down because they're not getting enough copper. One of the refineries, which is like, and his tweet was something to the tune of I don't know. And now it begins. You know what I mean? And because, I mean, that's just the thing is copper is in tight supply, and so this will impact pricing, I believe. And I mean, what's killer about this, in addition to obviously the grade is the most important thing. It's in every deposit and it's unbelievable grade here, but it's at surface and it's off the road and it's in Quebec. We're down the street from a regional airport, and a hydro station is across the street, so it's like, check in terms of speed to market, right? In terms of actually getting something done and out the door. So amazing break for Power Nickel and shareholders.
All right, well, Terry, I won't keep you for very long. I appreciate you hopping on here, especially now that as of today in the Canadian junior markets, you're suddenly the pretty girl at the dance. Not that you weren't before and Power Nickel wasn't exciting, but I mean, 14 meters of 8% copper. You just don't see that every day. And
No,
I congratulate you on the drill hole. I did so on Twitter, and as a shareholder, I was absolutely ecstatic yesterday when I saw the news release, and I thank you for all the hard work that you put in, and I look forward to seeing what you're going to do over the remainder of 2024 now that we have this exciting result.
Yeah, well, I hope to be talking to you in a couple of weeks about something even better, Steve. So we'll keep our fingers crossed here. We'll keep on going.
Amazing. Thanks so much for hopping on, Terry.
Cheers, Steve. Take care. Have a great day.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this interview, please smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.